Hi, I'm Julie. I am a franchise consultant here at Familia, and today I'm going to run through with you the costs that you can expect when it comes to franchising your business. So the first thing that you're going to need to run through is getting everything prepared for your franchise. So that's getting your operations manual set up so that you've got a system that your franchisees are able to access, which will contain all of the support and all of the infrastructure in how to run the actual business. You're also going to need to make sure that you've got good systems and technology behind the scenes as well, so that your franchise owners can, take payments, manage their customers and all of that infrastructure. Now, when it comes to sort of operationally getting your business set up, you could be looking at anything between sort of 8 and 15,000, depending on the complexities of your particular business. The second part to consider is the legal side of your business. Now, it's not just a franchise agreement. There's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes when it comes to protecting you as a franchisor and your brand. You're going to need to have, as well as a franchise agreement, your trademark in place to protect your brand. You're going to want to have NDAs in place so that you can have really good conversations with people, knowing that your IP is not going to be copied later on down the road. And you're also going to want to have other legal documents like deposit agreements and things like that as well. So all in all, you can expect to invest in a franchise solicitor helping you get all this infrastructure in place, and it can cost anything between sort of £3,000 and £8,000 depending on the complexities of the agreements that you need to get drawn up and put in place. So the third thing you're going to need to get in place is your marketing playbook for your franchise network. Now, this is going to include everything from your brand guidelines through to web design, little things like posters and flyers and that kind of infrastructure you're potentially going to need for your franchisees. You're also going to want to invest in photography, all the different brand assets that your franchise owners are going to need to use so that they can effectively run their business within their territory using all of the infrastructure and assets that you have built for the business. And again, you can expect to invest anything between sort of 8 to 15,000 on all the different marketing assets that you're going to need throughout your franchise network. And the fourth stage you need to consider is your franchise recruitment. So after you've got everything in place and you're ready to roll out the franchise sales side of your business, there's lots of things to consider. Now, you want to make sure that you have got everything ready for recruiting your franchisees. So you need to be able to put marketing out there that's going to attract your potential target audience that are going to want to invest in your business. And you're going to need lots of assets in place that you can put across Meta, Google, print publications, potentially popping up at trade shows. All those sorts of things are going to need to be built to attract your pot of franchisees. Once you've got candidates coming through, you also need to make sure that you've got a really good process in place for actually managing your pipeline of franchisees and taking them through the process of exploring your franchise. How does it work? What is the return on their investment if they come on board? So it's quite a complex part of the puzzle, and it can be anything from a few £1,000s if you've got lots of infrastructure in place in your business, up to several £1,000s, depending on the nature of your business and everything you've currently got in place when it comes to recruiting your first wave of franchise owners. So in summary, as we are in 2026, you're going to be needing a budget of around 20,000 if you're going to want to successfully get your business ready for franchising and bring on board your initial wave of franchise owners into your business. So to help reduce the cost of getting your business franchise ready, you can actually enlist the services of us here at Familia. Now, we embed ourselves in your team. We work alongside you and with you to identify the gaps that need plugging, but also making sure you don't duplicate on all the great stuff that you've already got going on in your business. It just means that you can streamline costs, and together we work with you to help you build your franchise business.